Kees van de Grint, a former FIA executive, was blunt about Sergio Checo Perez's future as a Red Bull driver. In an interview with Racing News, van de Grint stated that as long as Max Verstappen is with the team, it will be difficult for Perez to aspire to be world champion. Despite the recent renewal of the Mexican driver's contract with the Austrian team until 2026, van de Grint indicated that Perez's poor results in recent races are largely due to the complexity of the RB20 and the superiority of Verstappen. Van de Grint explained that the RB20 is a difficult car to drive, suggesting that Verstappen has a better adaptation to its characteristics, which does not mean that Perez is a bad driver. The RB20 is not the easiest car. I have no opinion on whether it's a good or bad car, but it's not the easiest car. I think it's more that Verstappen gets along better with the RB, to Checo Perez being a bad driver, but as long as Verstappen drives there, Checo won't be world champion. That's also clear, he said. The former FIA official also defended Perez regarding his performance at the Canadian Grand Prix, where a mistake led to him abandoning the race. Van de Grint pointed out that even Verstappen, whom he considers the greatest talent of his generation, made a mistake at the same circuit, as well as other drivers who also struggled. Checo Perez ended up dropping out of the competition in Montreal, but he was not the only one who spun on the Gilles-Villeneuve circuit. Even the greatest talent of this generation, Max Verstappen, made a mistake. There are more drivers who spun, Van de Grint commented. Van de Grint, with experience as vice president of the FIA World Karting Championship and as an engineer for Bridgestone, is confident that Christian Horner, head of Red Bull Racing, has evaluated all the necessary aspects before renewing Perez's contract. He believes that Perez's renewal is not only due to his capabilities as a driver, but also to other factors important to the team. In addition to Perez's driving ability, Horner must also have weighed up other factors behind the scenes, such as peace in the team and the business background. But he wouldn't have made that decision if he thinks, this guy is not capable of doing anything on the track, Van de Grint concluded. These statements put into perspective the difficulties and challenges Perez faces in his Red Bull career, especially when compared to a driver of Verstappen's caliber, while also highlighting the complexity of the car and the strategic decisions behind his renewal.